It's time for a new edition of Battle of the Backpackers, and I'm very excited about this particular one because I have a true gear nerd and an expert in ultralight backpacking, my friend, Justin Outdoors. We are on the Great Divide Trail in Canada, and we are backpacking in some pretty intriguing conditions, and he has stuff that I've never seen before. This is how it works. I grill you about your gear, you grill me about my gear. At the end of the video, we're gonna see who wins.
Sounds
by
good.
Vote, okay? Let's dive in. Let's start with the big ticket item. Let's go with the big obvious one.
All right, the tent? Okay.
The cup. The cup lid.
I was gonna say the lid. We'll get to the lid.
Okay.
We'll get to the lid.
Okay.
So we got the Durston X-Dome 1 Plus here. This is the most recent version, which has a few little additions to it compared to previous versions. One of the big ones being extra guide points right here, which is coming in handy for this pretty strong wind that we're encountering right now. I have this tent fully guyed out, and I think it could handle probably 100+ kilometer winds pretty well.
That's 60-mile-an-hour winds for you in the United States.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a lot of wind.
It's a lot of wind.
And you think this could really handle that?
I think it could, with all the guy lines on here and then the trekking poles. I don't know if you want to see the trekking poles.
So Justin showed me something, because, well, spoiler alert, I have the same tent. but it's not the same tent. And Justin has some things that really make this way more bomber than my version. Starting with, I think, something that's really absolutely worth knowing about the Durston tent. You've spent a lot of time in the Durston.
Yeah.
So what have you learned?
So one of the big things that really makes this tent super storm worthy is the fact that you can add a trekking pole onto these broad sides. So on the side opposite the door and the side that is on the door, you just put a trekking pole in here, and trekking poles they're robust, so you can push a lot of wind into this and it's not going anywhere. This becomes now the strongest point of the tent, whereas before it was probably the weakest point of the tent. So when I set up this tent now, I set it up so this broadside with the trekking poles into the wind, as opposed to traditionally you'd probably set up the end of the tent that's narrower.
Yeah, which is what I was thinking, but then you showed me about this, and that's what I did. But my tent is still a lot less strong, mostly I think because you have so many more guy out points going on here.
Yeah, you have these upper ones, but I think these lower ones are the most important because the tent's more angled up here. It's catching more wind on these broad lower sections. So yeah, these lower guy out points are key, and they're only on the newer versions of the X-Dome.
Okay, what are your thoughts on the X-Dome? You've spent 50 nights?
50+ nights, yeah.
That's more than probably anybody other than maybe Dan Durston.
Yeah.
And maybe not even. Maybe you've spent more than Dan Durston here.
Yeah.
You love the tent? What are you kind of takeaways?
Yeah, it's my all-around favorite tent right now. Partly because it's just so versatile. There's a ton of space on the inside. Let's go around to the other side. You can kind of see how much space is in here. I find a lot of one-person tents, you kind of put a sleeping pad in them, and then it fills up the entire space. What Dan did is he cut out a corner of the tent, of the entire tent, so that underneath the fly you have a spot to put your gear, but then on the inside of the tent you have another kind of open area where you can store gear and put different things.
Yeah, so the last 2 nights that we've been out here backpacking, it's been sopping wet.
Yeah.
And I think that really comes in handy to have that extra space. Also, one of the selling points of the Durston is the fly first pitch for a freestanding tent.
Yeah.
And how often do you take apart the interior, or do you just always leave it connected?
I just always leave it connected. I love the fact that it's an all-in-one pitch. That's another one of the selling points for me. I hate tents where you have to pitch the inner first and then put the fly on over top, because if it's raining, like it has been for us the last couple of days, the inner gets all wet as you're setting it up. So this way, the inner stays dry and you're good to go.
Yeah, we both love the Durston, so I think we get equal grade there, except for the fact that you have it way more bomber set up. So you get A+, I get A-.
Oh, there's grades. Nice.
well, we let the people decide. Okay, I'm sorry, I got to not grade it as we go. You're the graders. Okay, let's go inside the tent. Whoa!
All right, I'll sit in here and kind of lock it down.
Nice.
I'll sit over here so you guys can see, because one of my favorite things about this setup is the pillow. But we'll start off with the sleeping pad. On this trip, I used pretty much all of my favorite gear, and the pad that I'm using is the REI Helix sleeping pad. I like this because it has a good R value. It's warm. We had conditions getting down to about freezing, but the big thing is that it's comfortable. It has these little dimples here that act as little pressure relief bumps. So you lay on it, each of these relieves pressure, and I find that it's the most comfortable baffling system to lay on out of any sleeping pad out there.
How much does that cost?
This costs $160, so pretty inexpensive relative to a lot of other pads out there, and it often goes on sale for like close to $100 during REI's like Memorial Day sales, September sales, that kind of thing.
Is that your favorite mattress?
Yeah, I think it is.
Wow.
Yeah, it still is, and even with a lot of other mattresses getting released on the market recently.
Yeah. Okay, and what do you got it paired with?
So for top insulation, I have an Enlightened Equipment Enigma quilt. I've had this quilt forever. I used this on the Great Divide Trail in 2021. It's super lightweight, 7-denier shell fabric, 950 power fill down, enclosed foot box, so it's not like the Revelation, which has a zippered foot box. And this is rated down to 20 degrees Fahrenheit limit rating, but I sleep kind of warm, so I find that I can get down like below freezing with this pretty comfortably.
I spy something over here that I don't know what it is. Are you throwing a birthday party? You got a balloon there?
Oh yeah. This is a new pillow system that I'm testing for the very first time on this trip. And whoever edits their video fastest will get to get the premiere of it.
Oh,
but it's the Big Sky Dream Nation inflatable pillow, which I love on its own because it only weighs 50 grams. It has a pad strap on this version, so you can lock it on your sleeping pad, and then is pretty comfortable. It has good baffling, good height to it. But what makes it even better is this topper that I have from Z-Packs on it. It's a piece of foam with a nice soft material on the top that just adds a little bit of height and adds some comfort, adds some warmth, and it only weighs 70 grams. So it's not that much more weight.
I don't know anything of how much that weighs, but I trust that that's really light.
4 ounces for the entire thing.
Okay.
Basically.
Finding the right height pillow is the hardest thing in backpacking, I think.
Yeah.
Can you lay your head down on it? Sideways? Look at that. Oh my goodness. Look. Go to sleep. You look so cozy.
I find a lot of pillows too short.
Yeah.
This gets me good height, which I find also helps with pressure relief and makes my sleeps a lot better.
How much does it cost?
I say $25 for both of them.
As a pair?
No,
or
each. Yeah.
Okay.
So $50 for the pair, which is cheaper than a lot of, I think that's still cheaper than the Nemo Philo and the Exped Mega Mat or Mega Pillow.
I think it might be cheaper than the pillow I have.
Yeah. Huh.
By a little bit.
Yeah.
But
we'll see what that is. I'm
curious. Teaser.
We still have the pack.
Yeah, let's go see it. Let's go see it.
So the pack, it looks pretty wimpy right now because there's nothing in it. But this is the Durston Wapta 30 pack, and I have it a little bit modified, so there's no side compression straps and then no hip belt. So I like running a pack with no hip belt because I find it more comfortable and it saves some weight, and I can be a gram weenie at times.
Justin's just out here basically backpacking with a fanny pack while I have a 70-liter giant pack that I'm lugging across the mountains. I don't even know how you do it, but you really take a lot of concern to minimize every little thing.
Yeah.
Which is how it works for you. This is the first time I've seen the Wapta in the wild.
Yeah.
And you really like it.
I love it. It's just enough. Like you can fit 4 days worth of stuff in here, and
we're out here for 4 days.
We're out here for 4 days, yeah. And this would probably be the limit as far as like with the kind of gear that I have with it. If I got a lighter tent and some other lighter pad, it'd be a different story.
Yeah.
But what I really like about this is the accessibility to items. The side pockets, you can really easily reach back, grab water from them. There's a big front pocket. There's a bottom pocket on here.
Where's the bottom pocket?
On the bottom.
Well, but show me how does that work?
So you just reach underneath, and then there's a big opening here with an elastic band, and you can put snacks and other whatever you want in there.
Do you know how much the Wapta costs?
It's over $200, but I think under $300. I want to say $260 for the Wapta.
How do you feel like that compares to other really minimalist packs?
It's pretty in line, especially with the materials that it's using. It's using a really high-end material that's waterproof. So if you roll this pack down, and all the seams are taped on the inside, so if you roll this pack up, it's essentially waterproof. Dad would never say that, and I always use a nylon flume pack liner on the inside.
How you doing over there? Poor little guy. It might struggle tonight.
That was a bend. Yeah, that was a bend.
Yep. Are you worried about me?
I'm a little worried about you. Yeah. Yeah, your tent over there. I might give you a guy line or two.
Thank you.
Yes, waterproof pack, tape seams, but I still use a Nylofoam pack liner on the inside.
Yeah. You still have a lot more goodies, so let's keep it rolling.
All right. So I'm sitting in my favorite chair. This is the Nemo Moonlight Elite chair. I think we were probably on the fence about bringing a chair for this trip. I'm glad we did.
I am really glad we did.
We have different chairs.
Yeah.
And they're both great chairs, but what I really like about this one is this recline mode. So you can just like pull back these little thingies here and then recline a little bit.
Whoa.
Or if you want to sit up, you just pull them up and you sit a little bit more straighter.
Yeah, I do love that chair, and I'm always surprised by this. Doesn't seem like it's a lot of travel, but it makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
It's enough. Like, you don't really want it to go back farther, I don't think.
And a lightweight chair still, which is nice. Weighs just over a couple pounds, or just over a pound.
What is this on the ground that blew away / was having a good old time with a marmot?
Shoe blew away.
His shoe blew away. Too light.
I love bringing a camp shoe or a sandal on trips just to get my feet out of wet shoes, stuff like that. And to go pee in the middle of the night, I'll be able to throw these on instead of my stinky shoes. These are the Z-Packs, just camp shoes. I don't know if they have a name or anything like that, but you slide your foot in there, pull the strap around your heel. They're super thin.
There is not much to that.
You're not hiking in these, but the enclosed toe keeps them, and the heel lock really keeps them on your foot. I've been walking around camp and doing lots of stuff with them, and they've been great.
Do you think they would last a while? They look like they would just fall apart.
I think what would fall apart is maybe the seam connecting the sole to the upper, but the sole seems pretty good.
It's like a tire.
Yeah.
It's an old tire. Are they comfortable?
No. They're not comfortable. Like I would be, but they are comfortable enough.
I didn't bring a spare shoe, and it's been so wet, so literally if I'm not in my wet shoes, I got nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm jealous.
Yeah, especially for going pee at night.
Yeah.
That's where I'm like, I am glad I put these on instead of wet shoes.
Yeah, I don't want to tell you what I do to go pee.
You pee in your vestibule?
Yep.
That's legit. You can do that for sure.
I think it's allowed.
Yeah.
Just careful to let it not drain back under your tent. That's the main.
Make sure there's no rock that's gonna splash back. Yeah.
Yeah. Ditty Bag.
I got the cook stuff over here too, and that's pretty good. But Ditty Bag is filled with kind of your usual stuff: drugs and earplugs and lip chap.
Whoa. Drugs?
It's Canada.
Oh. Okay. Well.
Headlamp, Nightcore, NU20, my go-to.
You like the NU20?
I love the NU20 Classic.
Okay.
So it has a USB-C on it, and then it has two buttons, one for red light, one for white light. Just keeps it simple instead of having to try and figure out using one button to turn off on and off all the things.
Yeah, turn it on for me.
So there we go.
Ooh,
White
it works. It works.
Yeah, and then red light.
Can you navigate off of it?
It's not super bright, so I wouldn't navigate off of it.
Okay. That's my main concern with headlamps.
Okay.
In the sense of like why I go with bigger headlamps.
Interesting. I never hike at night, so it's.
Well, you live in the land of the midnight sun, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So headlamp, and then the other kind of cool thing in here is my pump.
Ooh.
This is this thing is one that I'm testing out on this trip. It's a 9.5 gram pump that you can inflate sleeping pads with.
Slowly.
Yeah, this is the Alpen Blow from Alpen Glow gear, and it's very quiet compared to the Pad Pal, which is the other lightweight pump that I like.
That's very quiet.
Very quiet, but much slower. Doesn't get as much pressure. I might not have the right attachment on it for this pad. I'm not sure. But what's nice about it, other than the weight, is that it doesn't have any battery in it. So you just plug in a USB-C cord, and you can run it off of either your phone battery or a power bank. So I love that. I love not having to
its own dedicated battery.
Yeah, exactly.
That is nice. But I will say, I watched you use it, and it's slow.
Super slow. Yeah.
So still cool. Justin is also one of really two YouTubing backpackers that I know that is also totally an entrepreneur in the gear sense. Shall we dive into what you have created?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
So this is my entire cook system. It has my pot, my stove, my fuel, my lighter, everything that I can need in here. But the thing that's holding it all together is this lid that I developed with Peak Outdoors. So I had an idea for a lid. I wanted something that snapped onto your traditional titanium pots, but then also allowed you to nest your fuel canister and everything else. So this is kind of the big thing with it. Put your fuel canister on there so it doesn't rattle around. You don't get rust rings on your pot. And then you can unsnap the fuel canister, and then you have your mini Bic lighter. So that's a nice way to store everything. With the way this is all set up and designed, it allows you to then store like a BRS stove and a pot lifter if you need inside of the pot.
In there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that. And a pot lifter. You have a weird pot lifter. Where is that?
This is this is the Sulik 46 carbon fiber pot lifter. So I got this before I designed the lid because it only weighs 3 grams.
What the heck?
Yeah.
You are an insane person.
Little 3 gram pot lifter, which is 3 grams less than the handles on most Toaks titanium pots.
Wow.
And you just use this, grab the pot, pour your water out, and you're good to go for your meals.
Wow.
So that's I love this thing. Even though the lid has a mechanism for sliding your spoon through these 2 holes on the top and then pouring the water if the lid is snapped on.
Yeah, that is pretty next level.
Yeah, it works pretty good, but I like the pot lifter personally. A lot of people that have been testing the lid for us really like the spoon pouring mechanism, but not for everybody. The other thing that has that's,
But wait,
there's more. It's come in handy on this trip because Eric brought me some American freeze-dried meals that are in cups, and I have no idea what a cup is.
Nobody does.
The lid also has a conversion from cups to ounces to milliliters, and that came in handy on this trip because I was able to go from 1.25 cups to 300 milliliters, which then I can use the measuring marks on my pot because it's only in milliliters and ounces.
Wow.
So cups is useless.
So this is an awesome invention. I think it's honestly super, super cool. I'm jealous. I want one. When will they be available?
So these will be available at the end of August, beginning of September sometime.
And
yeah. In better colors than just black.
I mean, black is cool.
Black's cool, but they'll be pink, purple, orange, red, green. So more.
Nice.
I'm excited for the orange and the pink ones.
Yeah.
That's probably what I'll get.
How much will it cost?
$17.
US?
US, yeah.
Wow, sick.
Yeah.
And maybe, where would people buy it? Garage
Drawing Gear, yeah.
Okay.
They'll have it for sure.
I'm proud to know some pretty amazing people, and you are one of them. That is dope.
I appreciate that.
I really like that. Do you have any other items, or have we made it our way through the tour?
That's the big stuff. Got water filter, bee-free water filter, pink titanium spoon, which is a key part of my entire system. If
pink titanium spoon?
My audience knows what I'm talking about.
That's how you go there. That's how you make the lid work.
Yep. And that's...
What's that?
That's it. That's the Devin Bag.
The third backpacking YouTuber who's also an inventor.
Yeah, I love this bag. It's I've always struggled finding a bag that's small enough that I'm not feeling like I'm carrying around a bunch of extra weight and material, but that's easy to access items inside of it and then fits in my pack nice. That's my favorite thing about it is I pack it up and it just sits in my pack and just fills up a nice layer.
Yeah.
Whereas other packs, you're kind of like squishing them and rolling them, and it's a big pain in the butt. So yeah, loving this pack from Devin. Big zipper, easy to see things. Really good.
Do you know how much you do know how much everything weighed for a 4-day backpacking trip?
Yeah, 21 pounds. Food, water, all my gear.
I kind of want to punch you.
And it all fit in this tiny little bag.
I know. It blows my mind. I don't know how you do it. I have elements of ultralight mentality, but only elements of it, and I haven't fully like all the way dove in. And there's just still stuff that doesn't make sense to me. How you get down to 21 pounds for 4 days.
This one surprised me because I didn't really target ultralight gear. And I brought like a tent that weighs more than I would normally bring for an ultralight trip. I brought a chair. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And then a 700 gram sleeping pad. Yet it still weighed 21 pounds for 4 days and fit in a pack. I'm kind of blown away and really excited because I love this setup so much.
Yeah. One other question. What do you use for your watch? What's your watch?
Garmin Phoenix watch. I use it for navigation, telling time, seeing what our pace is. Yeah, making sure we're making time so we get to camp before too late. And I really like the flashlight as well for when I go pee in the middle of the night. A little light on the front there.
Wow.
Yeah.
You look like a superhero spy.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Oh, you said navigation. That's how you navigate? What do you do for navigation?
So that's how I do kind of like macro navigation. So I'll follow the track that I've loaded onto the watch, but it's not very detailed. So when I get into a situation where I really want to make sure I'm staying on trail and I'm going the right direction, that's what I bust out my phone and I use. Right now, my app of choice right now is Onyx Backcountry. So I'll pull that up. I've used it a couple times on this trip. Been super useful for just making sure we're on trail, as well as we got to do a little shortcut around a lake, which was really nice.
Okay. I've had questions. I use Onyx too. It's been my go-to map service, but I have a lot of questions about how people use it in Canada.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it still works up here?
If you're gonna get a subscription, you have to go through the app, which I realized when I asked Onyx, how do I get Onyx?
Yeah.
So you gotta download it from Apple Store, Play Store, get it through the app. But then otherwise, all the trails that are on here are the same as all the other apps, like All Trails, Gaia, that kind of thing. And they have really good detail on their satellite imagery and topo maps.
Yeah. Why do you like Onyx as opposed to any other options?
Good question, because like I have all of them. I have subscriptions to all of the apps, and this is the one that I use the most. Probably because it's smooth. Like when I'm using it both on my phone and on my computer, it's just smooth to zoom in and out. There's not a lot of like loading time that's happening, which I found with some other ones. And then it has all the trails that I need, and it's just easy to create a route without a lot of just hassle, I guess. It's just easy to use. So that's what I use it.
I think it's really cool that you use Onyx. I have had a lot of questions without being able to know how to answer them about the Canadian service. So it's really cool that you use it. And as a side note, they are the sponsor of this video. So I've been using Onyx for a bunch of years now, and they've been sponsoring my channel for also about a year and a half. And they're an amazing service. And if you are new to backpacking or you are an expert backpacker like Justin, I think it's like the best service. It's definitely my preferred map and navigation tool of choice. So if you want to check it out, just go to the link below and you can use my little access code, which will save you 20% on either the premium or the elite membership. I think most people can just use the premium service because it's incredible. But if you are a map nerd, yeah, Elite's pretty amazing too.
If you like layers, if you like seeing where, like I've used the Elite because I think the Elite has historic fire on it.
Yeah.
Which I've used for when traveling to places I'm not familiar with.
Yeah.
I'll check has the place burnt down recently.
Ooh.
To make sure I'm not wasting a trip by hiking through a burn.
Thanks, Onyx, for sponsoring this video. And do you have anything else that you want to show us? Or was that the last thing?
Yeah, that's the bulk of it.
Do you have any clue what the ballpark price of your whole setup is?
I don't know if I want to know. It's not terrible.
Is it over $1,200?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Over $1,500?
It's probably around $2,000. If you take out the watch.
Okay, yeah, discard the watch.
It may be around $1,500.
Because that's probably $700 right there.
$1,000.
Oh, yeah, God, oh my God. Yeah, that's a lot of money, but when you want to be ultralight and cool like Justin, that's what it takes.
Yeah, I think $1,500 for everything. Which, for how performative and how awesome this gear is, like I would be. Like, I'm very happy with that price even. Like, the tent's not crazy. The pad isn't crazy. It's like high-end stuff, but it's not like super crazy price like some other products might be.
I think it's the middle of the like nice stuff in terms of price.
Yeah.
It's time to go over to my neighborhood, and Justin's gonna run the camera. Come on in. This here is the Durston X Dome. Nobody has seen this tent before. We won't spend too much time with it because of how much time you did breaking it down. But honestly, just being able to realize that I can support this tent with trekking poles makes me love it even more. We've used this tent in a lot of rainy weather. I've used this mostly in the desert so far, so I wasn't really sure how it would do in rainy weather, and I've loved it. I love that the water doesn't like soak into the tent fabric or the rainfly fabric here. That makes a huge difference to me. So you're not also carrying the 2-pound tent doesn't become a 7-pound tent. But I'm gonna invite you on in. I have, which is something that I've had for a long time. I've done a lot of budget experiments, and so I haven't been using this a ton, but this is the Zen Bivy. I pretty much have like a full Zen Bivy setup. So I have the 25-degree quilt and the insulated sheet, which I might have borrowed from Justin right before this trip, as well as the Flex mattress, which this is like the ultralight Flex. Slightly different than the standard ultralight. I was a little concerned before this trip that the 25-degree wouldn't be sufficient for the temperatures that we're having, which have been hovering right around freezing, a little bit above. And I've been toasty warm. So I've been really appreciating that I can get the bulk and weight savings of the 25-degree versus the 10-degree, which is pretty bulky. And then I also have I would say it's similar in nature to your pillow setup in that it's a air bladder.
Oh yeah.
Plus a foam topper, and this one just comes with a pillowcase. This is the soft top pillow from Zen Bivy, and this is probably my favorite pillow. But I love yours is taller. Yours is like higher.
How much does this thing weigh?
7.
7. Okay.
I don't know.
7 ounces, so like 210 grams. Yeah.
7 grams.
It's about twice, almost twice as the weight.
I think it is twice the weight.
But it looks comfortable.
It's very plush, very comfortable, and I like how much like the foam topper really gives you that soft. The soft feeling. I think this is like a $60 pillow, so it's also kind of expensive.
How does it stay in place? Because I have the pad strap. What's the Zen Bivy system?
So
for that? Do they have anything?
It doesn't have anything official other than the hood. The hood is all I need. It just like keeps it in place. And then the other thing that I love, last night I was so cozy. This like draft guard and the way it integrates together is pretty next level. I don't know if you find your Enlightened equipment to be drafty.
Not really, but it takes some skill to get a quilt dialed in.
Yeah, this takes no skill. You can be a first-time backpacker and get into the Zen Bivy, and you will be very, very comfortable. But I love the way that all of this integrates together. And I personally, especially on bright nights, I love being able to dive my head under here and have it be dark. And it's insulated, so it gives you that cozy warmth that I think, especially when it's getting down to the kind of that fringe where you're on the cusp of if the bag is warm enough or not, that it makes a huge difference. And then the other thing that I really like is that it's got this like soft, just like keeping your toes in here is very easy. And then you can also close this up to get like a little bit extra like mummy bag style if you want, or you can kind of open it up and have it be a little bit more just like a quilt for a bed at home. The Zen Bivy is expensive. It is it's actually very expensive, but this is, I used to camp mostly in the $1,100 version of it, and this is more like the $550 version. So it's a lot more reasonable. It's still expensive, but that's like together, all the things. Yeah. So not too bad. Let's step outside.
Should we do the last of the big four, the pack?
This is the Z-Packs Arcall. This is the 70-liter pack, and I fill it up. Nice. So here's the difference though. I carry at least 12 pounds of just camera related gear. Camera, lens, and a bunch of batteries, memory cards, microphones, tripods, all those things. So it does take me a lot of extra bulk and weight that I need to carry. I actually really do like this pack. I have a couple of complaints here and there, but I think that it's a really good backpack. It's a super expensive backpack at $400, and I really wish that if I spent $400, I could get hip belt pockets because I like using hip belt pockets, and yet this does not come with them. The other big downside for me is when I'm trying to get in and out of my own water bottle pockets, I need my buddy Justin here to help me, which I'm sure he loves.
It's giving me good B-roll.
Yeah, yeah. But I can't do it. I don't have either the dexterity or just when everything is full, these pockets are too tight. And I just can't like get it at that weird angle and navigate a tight pocket. So that I don't like, but I do like that it's like the fabric on here, it's kept everything dry on the inside as much as possible on a pretty wet trip. It's not officially a waterproof backpack, but the material itself, as far as I know, is waterproof and has proved to be waterproof. It's just when you're unrolling and rolling down constantly in the rain, water will tend to find its way in.
And how much weight did you have on this trip?
This one was 34 pounds.
34 pounds. And it carried that weight well?
I've carried it carries it really well. It's very comfortable. I've carried up to 45 with this pack and been fine.
Nice. What's the water bottle on there?
This is not mine, but I want to say that I was a inventor as a YouTuber, but this is the Mazama Migo, which is my fellow friend and YouTuber, Miranda Goes Outside, invented this bottle and collaborated with Mazama, which is like a running water bottle company. But so the big difference is it's like a smart water bottle, except you can, well, let me compare it to a smart water bottle. It's almost identical form factor, and that's the idea, is like you get the more slender profile of this over, say, a traditional Nalgene bottle. But then with this, these are disposable and you can't clean them. You can also have this as a wide mouth so that you can get in there and clean it, which I need to do. And you can add boiling water to it so it can withstand hot temperatures. And if you're mixing other things in there, and then you can also pair it with like the Sawyer squeeze and all of the water filtration devices, which I really, really like that as well.
Yeah, that's what...
Ooh, I took the lid off.
Let me see.
I have my old...
How's it squeeze?
It is squeezable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay.
Have you used this?
I haven't used this yet, no.
Oh.
But...
Because they're impossible to find right now.
They're impossible to find.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've seen it, and I'm, really impressed.
I really like it. So yeah, you can like back flush with it if you're trying to like connect it onto your Sawyer squeeze or something like that. And you need to generate that pressure if you get clean water. This was a prototype that I got when I went backpacking with Miranda. I think the future one is going to have a lot more measurement options.
Okay, nice.
And I'm not even sure. It might be milliliters, but more than just... Well, it
You're
does
not milliliters, yeah.
But I think more frequently.
Yeah. Nice.
Instead of just 4.
Sweet. I love that.
Yeah. And it's really inexpensive. I think she's only charging like $17 for it.
Sweet.
I think that seems like a good deal.
That's a good deal,
personally.
yeah. I need to pick some of those up for winter camping.
Yeah. Okay, this is something I have talked about quite a bit on my channel. This is the Camping Moon XD2F paired with the Soto Wind Soto Triflex adapter. And the reason why I like this is, one, this is lighter than what the Camping Moon comes with, but then the other big reason is so that I can pair it with my petrol pot that has the heat exchange on it, which comes in a extreme handy. Yeah, you got the heat fins, so that when you actually are using this in windy conditions, like tonight, I boiled water in 1/10 of the time as what Justin did.
True
So
story.
you can save a lot of fuel this way. So this is obviously bigger and heavier than Justin's stove setup, but the benefit that you really get is really fast boil times and fuel efficiency. So one fuel canister can go farther than if you're just using the BRS with that flame kind of blowing around.
What else?
I also, this was one of my favorite items, long-time item of mine that I also borrowed from Justin, is I don't even know what it is. I might need you to talk about it. But it's it's basically a bear sack that's bear-proof, rodent-proof, waterproof, and
that's
a lot lighter than the Ursack. And when it rains, it doesn't just saturate with water and get super heavy, which is really nice. And most of the Ursacks are not rodent proof. So I want to get one of these. How much do one of these cost?
Oh, they're expensive, like over $100.
Yeah, well, an Ursack is $100.
Yeah, so they're slightly more expensive than Ursack.
Yeah.
Or around the same price. They're not much different, but you get all those benefits that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
And it's IGBCD certified. So
What does that mean?
they test it with bears. So they hung it up in a tree in like this bear farm place.
Whoa.
Not a farm, like a refuge.
Yeah. Tell me.
So they hang it up. How about you be the tree?
Oh, okay. I'm the tree.
So I'm gonna be the bear. They hang it up, and the bears come and they like they gnaw it and try to see if the bears get into it.
Whoa.
And this one, the fact that it got certified means no bears got into this bag.
You tried really hard to just eat through that. Don't do it.
Rodent proof.
Even though there's even though there's M&Ms in there, you can't get them.
And that's the other nice thing about this one being waterproof.
Yeah.
Is with the Ursac, because it's not waterproof. If bears start squishing things up in there, if you have some really liquidy items, then that'll start dripping out and give them a reward, which is not ideal. So this limits the reward for the bears, which means they'll probably leave it alone quicker.
Ooh, that is a big deal.
It's a big deal. What do we got?
Chair.
I feel like we Miranda'd that one a little bit. Chair.
Okay, so this is the Helinox Chair Zero, which I think is still one of the kings of backpacking chairs. It's about as good as it gets. It's super light. I think it's right at 1 pound. So I think it's 4 to 5 ounces lighter than the Nemo. And this was kind of like one of the original like big game changers in backpacking chairs, at least as far as I know.
Yeah.
The downside is it doesn't have the bottom panel. That does make a big difference. 3 or 4 times on this trip, I've completely sunk into the ground because I don't have those. So that is a big benefit. But it's very light, very easy to set up, and super comfortable. I think if I'm basing it pure comfort, I think the Nemo wins, but only by, like, say 10%, in my opinion.
How do you find the lean factor on this one?
So I find this to be a very ergonomic, comfortable position. I think sometimes I like being able to sit up also, and that's where I like the Nemo more. Is not so much on the recline, but on the sitting more upright. And I probably have some little bits and
Bob's bits. Ditty Headlamp.
This is the NU27. Have you used this one?
I haven't. No. Tell me about it.
Okay. So it is a 600 lumen headlamp, which is the reason why I like more lumens is I do have a habit or a tendency to hike more at night. So I really think it's important for navigating. Or if I'm in a situation where there's like an emergency going on, being able to really have the ability to illuminate a scene, I think is really important. Oh, the other thing is you have different colored temperatures. So it's like a white light, an orange light, and a more blue light.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, 3 different temperatures. I don't exactly know what that's for. It still has the red light as well that you can use, different brightnesses at red light. And so I think this is a 2-ounce headlamp, so it's still super light. $46. So I think it's twice the price of the NU20 Classic.
And twice the weight.
And twice the weight.
Yeah.
So there is a penalty there, but I think based on what I'm comfortable with, I don't think I would want to go with like a headlamp that can't, like, if in an emergency type situation, I couldn't count on it. Is my like thinking. Also, it lasts more days. So I use this when I'm going on, especially on longer trips. I don't need to recharge this as much. It just holds more. I think the battery capacity, 850 milliamp hours. So
that's big.
Oh, and I use the Sawyer Squeeze. That's my water filtration. You use the
Be Free.
Be Free.
Yep.
They're kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
I mostly just like the way that this can integrate with other products, including being able to attach it to water bottles.
Yeah. I like this system a lot. I use a quick draw filter with it from Platypus.
Yeah.
The Be Free, I'm retesting it. I'm on the fence about whether I like it. It's slowed down a lot even on this trip so far.
Wow.
But it's the old Be Free. They have a new one.
How hard is it to backflush or clean?
You can't. Cleaning it is just like you just shake it with water in it.
That's a no-go for me.
Yeah.
Okay. This is my...
That's your Ditty Bag?
This is my Ditty Bag / how I organize camera gear. So I backpack with 12 batteries. These are my deads. These are my like lens cleaners. This is basically a camera Ditty bag. So that's what I use for organizing that. Here's my ultralight coffee mug. I just like to, you know, drink coffee in the morning like this.
That's the reason that your pack weighs so much more than mine.
This is the reason why my pack is gigundo. Long johns, underwear, and then I don't really have a lot of ditties other than my Anchor power block. This is my hat, of course, my quintessential backpacking hat, which I do love and even holds up great in the rain.
Yeah.
So let's say altogether, I think this is a $350 tent. I have let's just call it $600 sleep system. And a $400 backpack, so that's $1,350. This is $100. Keep that from blowing away. This is $130, I think. I bet we're right around the same price point.
Yeah.
I bet we're at 16. I think all up $1,600. Now is your time. Tell us, whose gear do you think wins? Whose setup? Do you align with Justin's more than mine? It's okay, I won't be too hurt, but you'd be wrong if you say Justin. So leave it in the comments below. And if you don't know Justin, make sure you go follow him, Justin Outdoors, amazing channel. We're gonna enjoy this magical scene as we're camped here on the edge of glory and run around because the hills are alive.
No rain.
No rain. We are excited about being dry and out of the rain. And now into the wind. That's it. This was a long one. This was a fun one. See you later, everybody.
Bye.